and welcome to this new tutorial. Today I want to show you 5 different ways to use your effects in a kind of hardcore way. The main topic is pushing the effects or some effects to the max. You can use some effects to build live risers, or for sound design, bumping up a little bit your kicks or using them in a granular fashion. Now, to start, I want to show you how to build a live riser, and this can be useful on a live situation to build up your transition or as a simple effect. I have this pattern here, and the samples that are playing are in this bank. In a lot of cases, we want to subdivide our effect buses, and in this case I have the blue one, which is the bass one, kick, the rumble and some other stuff, and on bass 2, which is the purple one, I have all the rest, percussion, hats and so on. Now the first thing I want to do is to use, in this specific case, bass 1 and bass 2 as serial, and I show you why. So on bass 1 I want to put the ring modulation, and on bass 2 I want to put the delay, for instance, but you can put also the reverb, some kind of ambience or whatever you want. And now let's fire the pattern. Let's switch on bass 1 on ring modulation. So basically, the ring modulator is a modulation between 2 waveforms, one into the other. And we have different settings. Polarity, we have also a little EQ for the output. And here we can play with different parameters. The balance, of course, is a wet dry, and the frequency. Now, if we switch the polarity off, we have different results with the sensitivity. Polarity on, as long as this quick effect, we can use almost as a filter. So and if we combine the bass 2 with the mute state, now bass 1, let's activate then we can back up a little bit. And yeah, this is a cool way to achieve transitions fast. Between one section to the another, or in the same section, just to add a little bit of spice on your track. The second technique I want to show you involves the SBF, which is a sideband filter, and this causes a lot of artifacts. Let's pick this hat loop, bass 2, so let's switch on bass 2. We can play with the width of the filter, of course the balance, and with the interval you can choose the pitch, basically. And if you put the interval on 0 or lower values, you can achieve kind of a granular effects. We have also different kind of type. Basically, every type is shifting the octave up. But yeah, you can create easily some kind of glitch atmosphere to continue to work later. This is very convenient, and it works with every sample because the principle is basically the same. So if you want to glitch, or if you look for some kind of granular effect type, this technique is for you, and it's very easy. The SBF. Another cool effect is the tremolo, and you can use in a different ways. Of course, we have to choose from tremolo or pan. And let's pick this hat loop. We can add more stereo width, and at the same time we can obtain a different type of sound from this simple hat. Now, of course, we have a depth parameter. We all know how an autopan works. But if we push the rate to the max, we are entering into the audible audio of the LFO. So this means that the LFO is working fast enough to be audible. And this causes not only artifacts in the sides, but also a wider stereo field. We can also change the LFO wave in order to achieve different results. And then we can simply resample and continue to effects, and maybe we can do a layer to have some variation of the hat, or to substitute the hat. This is a more unique sound than this. And again, it's not only a matter of sound, but it's also a matter of stereo field, which is quite important. Then, another cool effect we can use, especially if we have dull kicks, like this one, which is not bad, but it really lacks of body. We can filter it and use the old trick with the filter, where we can use an high-pass filter and find for the resonance. Yeah, it's more bassy, but it doesn't have more weight. So, one thing we can do is to use the worm saturator, and this is really a simple processor. Basically, we have a drive and a little EQ, and we can easily use that to really bump and make this kick bite a little bit more in the high frequencies, and being more present in the bass. So let's resample. Here the difference. Of course, this is basically saturation and EQ, but it's a lot convenient and a lot faster using this kind of processing rather than EQing and then compressing and then saturate the sound. We can work with a more focused canvas on the beginning, and it's really fast. So this is why I tend to think also at this technique as an hardcore technique. I barely see over YouTube using this processor in this way. That's a lot of difference. This is very usable. This is not quite usable. Now, the last trick I want to show you is with the cloud delay. Here we go. Let's pick this kick again. You can use this trick with every sample you want, but you can achieve very different results. It depends on the source. And now, basically, this is a delay that you can pitch and spread. Now, again, we have different let's leave like this for now. And if you play with the window, and let's put the balance 100%. Yeah. You can turn every sample basically in an oscillator, in a synth voice. And if you play with the cloud, you can change the quality of the synth voice. Again, if you pick some other samples, you will get different results, of course. But this is a very nice way to make new sound from the sample you have in your session. You can resample and then maybe you can play in chromatic mode. So these were my 5 techniques applied to some specific effects, and I will continue to look for different kind of ways to use the effects, because it's really a key part of this sampler, using the effects in an hardcore way, push them in strange territory. I hope this bunch of advice will be useful for you, and if you need samples for your Octatrack SP44, Digitakt and Polyend Tracker, check my Gumroad page alongside with my services of mixing and mastering, and very soon I will activate a one-on-one lesson, online lesson service, so just for you to know. And as always, thank you for watching and see you next time. Ciao!